Welcome back to another exciting episode of Flex Your Future. My name is Rason Truss, the founder and CEO of TrustInEd Presents Flex Your Future, a college and career readiness program. So, you guys been reaching out to me, and I appreciate all the comments, all the emails, and let me kind of talk about it again. Flex Your Future is a comprehensive 6 through 12 comprehensive program that is geared towards the school districts. TrustInEd.org is for everyone. Whether you are a kid and a young adult pivoting, switching careers, TrustInEd.org is used across the world. Flex Your Future is really something for the school districts to introduce a curriculum within a comprehensive curriculum within the school districts to get our youth started in the right track. All right, so as I mentioned, my job is to find individuals that can highlight certain careers. And I had to do some finding because this individual is super busy, right? Has an amazing skill. And I told you, I don't know everything. I know what I know, right? But this person knows and comes with a strong background in marketing. But first, she has a bachelor's degree in psychology. So we're going to talk about pivoting, and got a master's degree in marketing. No other Ashanti Gardner.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming onto the show. So, guys, I want to just get right to it. I want to talk. Can you just introduce yourself and talk about your current role?
Absolutely. My name is Ashanti Gardner. As Rason said, I have a background in psychology and marketing. So right now I am working in the field of kind of both with the youth, but majorly my marketing, communication, mastering in social media, integrated marketing communication, campaigns, PR, events, planning, you name it, websites. That is my forte.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. So thank you so much for that introduction about yourself.
Thank you.
And I know the viewers, like, okay, so she said psychology, she said marketing. Can you give us an idea of how did you get into marketing? Kind of walk us back that history.
Absolutely. So first off, shout out to my dad. He's a psychologist, so I was already inspired by him to go into psychology and just a people's person because both require you to have people skills. But marketing started just being on the scene with some old friends. They're doing music. They're out with people. It's fun. It's not as serious as psychology. I said, you know what? I want to use my right side of my brain to be creative. Let me market for them. They were like an indie underground hip hop group. And so he said, yeah, I started building the website, going out with them, PR, event planning. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go back to school and I'm going to get my master's in integrated marketing communications. Went into Roosevelt. That's where I graduated from. And one of the professors were there doing the enrollment process, and he's like, "This is money on the table." Listen, that's all I need to.
That's all I need to hear.
That's
right?
all I need to hear.
Money on the table.
It's money on the table, and it was something I really wanted to do. So I moved forward with it, and now here I am today, entrepreneur, LLC, True Happiness, doing social media geared towards mostly. Black people, up and coming business, small businesses. That's my target audience.
Got it. So that was a lot of information, and that really talks about our word pivot, right?
Yeah.
So you worked in, you got a bachelor's degree in psychology, right? And you dropped some hints like, for you, hey, it wasn't hidden. It wasn't, you didn't feel it, right? How many people you got into a career, you're like, this is, something's holding me back, right? And you said it was too serious.
It was
serious.
serious.
But you were introduced into something else, exposed, right? What we talk about, exposed to something else, and you went for it.
Yes.
Can you talk about what education, training, certifications are required for someone that is looking to get into the marketing industry?
Absolutely. So I would say definitely do some internships. after graduating, even with the master's, a lot of the jobs, big corporations, marketing corporations were asking, did you do an internship? Or are you currently doing an internship? That was like a plus on the resume. So if you are into marketing, try to get into some marketing companies, even if it's like a small business, and get an internship along with going for the degree. Even if you want to start undergrad, maybe business, because business is connected to marketing as well. That can get you started. Like me, my background was psychology, but yet I explore marketing very well. Marketing, it's a difference too, because there's a business marketing and then there's integrated marketing communications.
Can you talk about that for a second if you don't mind?
Yeah.
Okay, absolutely.
Integrated marketing communications falls under communications, right? But it's marketing, but it's communications, meaning that you're not going to get the full business sector where you have to know finance, you know, the math, which I avoided. I didn't want to do any math. So when they say you don't have to do math and stuff, except for statistics was the only math, which was easy, you know, knowing about database and, you know, consumer buying, all of that stuff, it's fun. But that's the difference. So if you're taking business and then say you want to do marketing with it, marketing by itself consists of business and finance and all of that good stuff. But if you're doing integrated marketing communications, that's communications. You have the opportunity to study things like ethics, social awareness, social media, PR. What else did I study? It was a plethora of communication programs, but I loved the program. I graduated in 1 year at Roosevelt. It was a 2 to 4 year master's degree. I said, I know what I want to do. I'm getting out of here in 1 year. And they offer summer classes as well as internship because you have to have that leaving the program. So that's kind of like just a summary of what you'll be looking forward to if you were to get into marketing communications versus marketing itself.
That was a great summary of the communication integration. And again, like I say, the expert, right? I know that's not me, but it's something that you mentioned. And I'm like, wow. And I can see the excitement. She mentioned two things, guys. The fact that she graduated within a year for her master's degree. How do you feel when you know this is what I'm supposed to be doing? Don't you get excited?
I was super excited. I was so excited.
We talk about the difference between jobs and careers.
Yes.
And I remember a week ago, my uncle was telling my daughter, do you know the difference between a job and a career, right? A job, we're not downplaying it. We know people have to work. You have to provide.
Right.
But that career,
everything.
it's everything. When you enjoy what you do, and you get up and you're like, man, listen, I never worked a day in my life when I'm getting paid to do what I love doing. Absolutely. So the motivation behind finishing, right? So that's why it's super important to identify your skills and to identify your likes, your dislikes, right? That's where the TrustInEd, that's where the Flex and Future, and that's why we put that into these school systems to really understand awareness, oneself, right? Who am I? That's one of the first assignments that these students get introduced to. But getting back on track, you mentioned the psychology. And I just got to go back to that. When did you realize that psychology wasn't it? Like, what was it? And I want to add more to that question. I apologize, because I know you're highly skilled and you're able to work with me. And we just talk on this show.
Right.
Why did you choose psychology in the first place when you went for your bachelor's degree? And when did you realize that psychology wasn't it? And if you did realize it in school, what made you continue going through that process?
So you said something so important. You said you teach your teens and, you know, whoever's coming to you for advice about who am I first, right? And that's ancient knowledge. That's Egyptian. You'll see it on the walls in Egypt. Who am I? That is life's goal. Socrates even talked about it. Seeing your life in the palm of your hands and really figuring out who am I. So for me, psychology helped me to understand who I was. I didn't take psychology only for people, but it was a study of my own brainwave. I wanted to know what was wrong with me. So anybody who wants to psychology, you will learn about yourself as well as be able to educate others about themselves. But psychology, I loved psychology. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't something I just totally dismissed because I love marketing too. But psychology is my first love because I originally wanted to go for music psychology because music was such a therapy for myself, you know, and the things that I had to struggle with, you know, mental play and trying to be successful, but yet you got to battle a lot of things mentally. So I want to do music therapy because music helped me through a lot of things. And they did have a music psychology, but not specifically at the undergrad that I went to, Eastern Illinois. So I just took the overall psychology courses, and I loved it. I loved every class, A+, to every class, because psychology was just something that was a natural for me.
Okay.
I don't know if it was my dad being a psychologist. I don't know, but I loved it. So I'm not dismissing it. I still love psychology. I still use it in the practice of marketing as well, because you got to know psychology and marketing too. You got to know marketing, colors, knowing what colors to use for your brand, your logos, what colors pop. That's psychology. Knowing how to speak to people, how to pull people into your brand. Emotional marketing is the same as emotional psychology. It all ties into each other. So it's really not separate. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like it's psychology over here, they're marketing over here, two left fields. They're actually intertwined, and they work well together. So having both, you know, the skills and knowledge, it helps a lot with clientele and pulling in new people. So that's how I put the two together. I didn't let go of psychology all the way.
So it was actually something that was needed, right?
Absolutely.
It was something needed.
Is.
So that's amazing.
Yeah.
It was something that you had to go through to find out you, and then there was another piece, which was the marketing. Thank you so much for summarizing that.
Absolutely.
So getting back to the actual work, what does a typical day look like in that profession of marketing?
Yeah, so it's not about you. I'll start there.
Can you rewind that?
It's not about you.
And I want the audience to understand that message.
It's not.
It's not about you. You when we always talk about, I want to be an entrepreneur, I want to have my own business, it's no longer about you. I'm so sorry. So can you go ahead?
For marketing, you definitely are client oriented. It's about your client. Now, you're sharing your knowledge and skills and ideas, which is the creative side that you will get to flex your future with. I love that. You get to flex with. But for the client, it's about them, their business, where they want to go. So how I usually go about it, I like to meet face to face. I don't prefer technology. I want in person so I can get a vibe, energy reading, see where my client's head is, where they want to go. We talk about where they are right now, because I like to meet people where they are. Where are you right now? What are you working with? Where do you see yourself in the future with your company or your product? And then from there, I kind of get the, like I said, psychology of it all, of where I can place them for what's best based on where they are now. So, for instance, I have a current client. He's a book writer. He's an author. He wanted to get his book out there. He wanted people to buy it. It's on Amazon. Okay, so that's where he is right now. What we about to do? We about to do social media. We about to do some public relations, having events, et cetera, to the point now that he's got his own podcast.
Love it.
So it'll keep building up, because I like to practice ROI, return of investment. You are invested in you. So you want to return on your investment into yourself. So like I said, it's about the client. They're getting a return on their investment into me and trusting my knowledge and my marketing skills. So I work. The question was, what does a day look like? I went all off into
that was great
everything,
because you spoke about the industry.
Yeah,
right? Thank you so much about that.
But
so,
the day is juggling multiple clients, though. I don't just have one. I have a couple, and they're all different content. So I'm going from like marketing for books to marketing for art over here to marketing for hair and beauty. So a day consists of my clients. It's all about them. Where they are and posting for them. So,
got it. And that broke everything down. And again, this is what I want you to do, because our audience, and they can't, if they tune into me, they're going to get the same message, right? Read, focus, understand you, and let's move to the next section. I can't highlight certain careers, so you really got to dive deep into that, and I really appreciate it. Something that you that you said that all of our viewers resonated with. I don't even have to ask, did you resonate? Did you resonate with the word social media? Can you talk about social media and how marketing plays a part of that, or vice versa, right?
Yeah, so social media is marketing. Originally, if you didn't know, Facebook and Instagram started off for, the social experience, but a lot of businesses were taking advantage of the social media realm. So it was Facebook. I think we started with MySpace. You just really advertising
I'm
yourself.
sorry.
I know
Hold
that's
on.
throwback.
Right, you just told
We
her
just took
age.
it back.
Right, you just told her. She said MySpace.
MySpace.
Tom.
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 Tom. But if you really want to take it back, let's go back to emails, okay? Because when I was growing up, social media was emailing, right? Which is still marketing. Email marketing starts there. If you recall, back in the day, all of the marketing was through email. People selling their businesses, telling you about the business. So social media mother really is emailing. But back to social media, the marketing, it's about foot traffic, right? So when you see people going viral, they're posting content, hashtagging. What they're doing is groundbreaking, right? And there is a book called Groundbreakers for new marketers out there. A groundswell. I had to read that because what you want to do is break the internet. That's a literal term, like breaking the internet with your business and your content being unique, knowing the colors, the psychology of people. Who are you talking about? Your demographics. How do they think? What's their lifestyles? So it's a lot of research going into marketing, but now we have ChatGPT and all these other extra helpers, I'll call them, you know, that kind of take away. But originally, it's important for you to know who you're talking to. And social media is a big network. It's about people. People meet on social media. They trust each other's words. So I would say, you know, it is marketing itself. That's what social media is. It's marketing.
That is a great highlight, right? That is a great highlight. It's a great way to use social media. You're not just you can turn anything into a campaign, right? And get that word out about the product or services that you are looking to sell. So let's talk about, what do you like most about that industry, marketing? What is it about marketing where, and you spoke to it several times, but can you tell the audience what is it about the industry that you're like, I just love it?
Wow, where do I start? There's so many levels to it. Honestly, I think from the beginning, I really love the creativity of it. You get a chance to be creative. You get a chance to share your ideas. And I love working with people, you know. So especially if it's a person that's into beauty, cosmetics, that is so creative because now I can work with so many different people when it comes to hair, lashes, makeup. That's like the #1 consumerism in America. So I think that's the best part, just being creative, coming up with slogans and logos and, you know, the CEO, what is going to be their top campaign slogan that they're going to use to pull in the target audience that they want. That creativity and thinking and fast forwarding, you know, like seeing where it's going to be in the future. I love to explore like the now and then saying, wow, this is going to take off. We keep on using these type of things. We keep researching. We keep analyzing. We keep, you know, tracking the data, meeting with people, getting people thoughts and opinions. What do they call it when you said we used to focus groups. Doing focus groups. I love that because it's such a big part of marketing and the dynamic of really getting yourself out there in your brand or your product or your business. So the creativity of it all is where my heart is and my passion, being creative.
So that creative part, creativity, that is a skill, right? And how do one figure, hey, this is the skill I have? If you're not a creative individual, I don't know if marketing will be a good fit, right? But if you are a creative individual, you love pushing ideas, you love challenging, pushing, breaking down the barriers, what they say, marketing may be a great fit for you, right? So you think about those kids in school, and I want to talk to you. These kids, I want to talk to the young adults. I want to talk to the adults at work who are always pushing back on, I don't agree with this, right? It can be done differently. Are you in your position? Are you in the position that you were created to be in, right? Could marketing be the right fit for you? When you're always constantly challenging, right? So we can look at it and say, man, he is rebellious. Or there's a hidden talent that's buried And we just don't know how to dig it up, present it in a way where, hey, it's not rebellion. I have ideas that I want to share with you. Wow, that was deep.
Yeah,
That was deep.
Went hard.
So we talked about so many benefits of the industry.
Yeah.
We got to be honest with our viewers, right? Talk to me about the challenges that individuals face in that industry.
Man, it's challenging because I have one client, just for example, that just did not agree with my creative flow of what I envisioned for her, right? And that could be the hard part of marketing because, like I said, it's about the client, not you. But sometimes when you have a vision, you hear the story because the story is what's going to get the campaign going. The story of the person, how they went about it, and where they want to go. You can see it. I'm a visionary person, so I see it for them. I share it, and they're just like, no, that's not what I want to do. And, it's ego versus reality now because my ego is like, well, why did you even come to me if you're not going to let me, you're not going to let me help you, you know what I'm saying? That's my ego, but in reality, it is about them. So if they don't see that for themselves, you have to match their energy. If they see something, you say it's a blue logo, and they say, no, I see red and orange, listen, sometimes you got to let them have that, learn it on their own because everybody already know what they want sometimes and they just need you to help. That's it. Sometimes you have to really narrow it down to just being an assistant, although you might be the CEO of your own marketing, but you're assisting someone. So you have to sit in an assistant's position to your clients sometimes, and that can be challenging because you're like, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm talking about. I researched. I know what this color means. I know what your brand needs. I know the hashtags. I know the market you in. But here's the client telling you no. So that's the biggest challenge, getting a client that's not going to agree with what you see for them. And then you have to kind of go with the flow and try to work around, but yet still use your skills in the process of what they really desire. That's a challenge, at least for me. I don't know about a lot of marketers out there, but that's a challenge for myself, as well as competition. Because, say, for instance, you're in a big market of, let's say, I don't know, food trucks. We have several food trucks around Chicago. What's going to make your food truck unique? What's going to make people come to your food truck versus the next food truck? What are the specific foods you're selling? Are you vegan? Are you plant-based? So those are things we have to highlight. That too can be challenging because there's a big market of a lot of products. How are you going to stand out? How am I going to make it work for you and make you stand out of 1,000 people? You know what I'm saying? So that is a challenge. So it takes a team sometimes, and it takes ideas and planning and months sometimes for you to really reach that breaking up the internet, that groundswell effect that I spoke of earlier. It takes time. And some people want it like tomorrow. They want you to break the internet for them soon as you post. That is not real. Unless you're going to buy your followers, unless you're going to buy people. But it takes time and consistency when you're talking about content and marketing and building up a brand. It takes time.
So that was great. And something that spoke to me on what takes time and also dealing with clients. Patience. That's another skill that you're going to have to need if you want to get into marketing, right? How do you feel when someone pushes back on your idea and you like, wait, you came to me, right? Are you going, well, I quit. You go do it yourself, or you going to have patience and meet them, right? That's your client. When you are an entrepreneur, you work for them. It might be your company, but you work for them. So having patience, guys. So understanding these skills is truly important.
Yeah.
And understanding if you do have or don't have those characteristics, is that the right industry?
Right.
Or not, right? So that was an amazing example.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that. So if you could, can you tell those individuals, whether coming out of college, fresh, graduating with their master's degree, their bachelor's degree, looking to get into the industry, what kind of recommendations or advice, is the word I was looking for, do you have for individuals looking to get into that industry? What should they be looking for? What should they be expecting? What advice can you give them so they are prepared, knowing what you have to deal with that they're going to have to go through?
Yeah. So earlier, I think I mentioned like making sure that you do an internship. While you're in school, when you get out of school, number one, do the internship. Number two, definitely make connections with your professors, because a lot of the marketing professors are already in the industry and in corporations and companies. You standing out to them, you working with them, they may give you an opportunity to come and work at their corporation. So it's about networking too, and making those connections. So I would definitely suggest doing that, as well as perhaps considering your own LLC or business. You have more creative control when you consider your own, rather than going to work for somebody else, unless you know somebody. Sometimes politics work too, but if you know somebody, that's fine too. But I would say venture off into your own marketing business and see how well your knowledge affect the society or your clients, you know what I mean, and build a team. Remember some of your college buddies, take them on the road with you and say, hey, come over here and let's do this thing. So I would say definitely take all of that into consideration, because marketing is a big field and it's a lot of competition when it comes to getting a career in it or getting started in it. Start early as possible. Even if it's with the company you work with now, ask about marketing opportunities within that company. Take pictures for them. Like I said, put yourself out there so that you can move forward.
Wow, that was amazing advice, and I really appreciate you taking time to come on the show. Thank you so much, Ashanti.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. So,
Thank
guys,
you.
as I mentioned to you before, again, this is why we do this, right? It's to bring you the different career opportunities that are out there, the education requirements that may be needed in order to get in that line of work, right? If you're not in a position to job shadow someone, jump online and watch these shows live or during our air broadcasting times, where you can job shadow my guest. Again, if you are looking to find out more about TrustInEd, please visit the website TrustInEd.org. It is free for all. But if you are a district, and again, I need you to push this. For Flex Your Future, if you want to find out more about what is Flex Your Future, visit flexyourfuture.org. A ton of information to research on. There's a teacher login, so you won't be able to access past that. That is for the actual teachers to teach the curriculum of Flex Your Future. So we're going to end our episode today with Ashanti, Ms. Gardner, marketing expert, your host. I almost forgot my name, Rason Truss, founder and CEO of TrustInEd Presents Flex Your Future, here live on CAN TV. We appreciate you joining us. And remember, next month, same thing, every month, the second Monday of that month at 6 o'clock Central Standard Time. Thank you for having us and enjoy your day.
Thank you. Take care.